In this video, you're going to learn how to hit a hybrid. Okay, so in my opinion, without a doubt, the best invention in golf in the last 20 to 30 years. So many of us struggle with the long irons, and the hybrids were there to introduced to help those guys that struggle with the long irons. So we typically see 3 iron, 4 iron, 5 iron replacements in the 3, 4, 5 hybrid. We now even see 6, 7s. We even see sets of hybrids. And typically they are very easy to use, but I think a lot of people get confused whether we treat them like an iron or a fairway wood. So do we treat it like an iron or do we treat it like a fairway wood? Well, the clue is in the name, hybrid. It's a combination of the two, okay? So if we start off with the setup, I think a lot of people get confused with the setup. For me, the first thing is width of stance, okay? So it wants to be slightly wider than shoulder width. You know, for an iron, typically you're going to be shoulder width. For a hybrid, that little bit wider, it's going to give you a bit more stability because essentially it's a slightly longer club. You need that little bit more balance, okay, a bit more stability. And then secondly, ball position, okay. I would look to play it just ahead of centre, okay, with all my hybrids, okay. You certainly don't want to play it too far back. Equally, you know, I see guys play it too far forward like a fairway would, and they end up sweeping it, they end up topping it. Just ahead of centre, for me, is that optimal point. Now, the other key thing here in the setup is, again, I see a lot of guys treating it too much like an iron in the sense of that they play the hands way too far forward. Yes, we like the hands forward with an iron, but with a hybrid, when we get too much this way, you know, we can get a bit steep into the ball, not quite strike it exactly how we want it. So ball just ahead of centre, keep the hands nice and neutral. That's going to give you the correct setup to hit that hybrid exactly how you want to. So now we've got the correct setup. For me, it's all around getting some key positions within the swing to help you hit down on the ball, okay? And that's the key thing. We do want to hit down on it, but only slightly, okay? And even to an extent, we want to take a slight divot. I think most people typically, as I said, they try and sweep it, they try and hit up on it and end up topping the hybrids. These are here to help you, but ultimately they're here to replace the irons. And with an iron, we know we must hit down. So we've got the correct setup, wider stance, ball forward, hands neutral. Then it's all around what can we do to hit down on the ball. Well, for me, there are a couple of very simple things you can do. The first thing you can do is have a very centered pivot, okay? So what that means is that we're keeping our weight 50-50. As we are transferring our weight, we're rotating, but we're keeping centered, okay? So you can see my head will stay nice and still. The weight is nicely coiled, and that weight is 50-50, okay? So that's first point. The second point, from here, as we do with all our clubs, from here, we shift that weight forward. So we want to shift that weight into that lead side, and that's going to allow us to hit slightly down on the ball. And my final recommendation with the hybrid, keep it smooth, okay? I see so many guys trying to force the hybrid. We can see by the design of this club is that the design for forgiveness, you know, loads more cavity on them, large surface area, you can get away with off-centre hits. Keep it nice and smooth, okay? You don't need to force it. It's amazing how once we swing nice and easy with these clubs, the design of the club is going to launch it high, it's going to launch it far, and you're going to really enjoy playing what I believe has been the best invention in golf in recent years. As always, guys, if you would like a more tailored approach to your game, follow me on Skillest for a free analysis, and there is also a 25% discount code in the description below. Thanks always for watching. Look forward to seeing you again very soon.